Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. I'm Dennis King. My co-host, Tabitha Odegaard, had something she had to do today, and it was having to do with work. So she couldn't be with us. We certainly miss her, and she'll be back with us next week on the show. But we're glad you joined us today. Connection, obviously, we do each week. We try to do it on the same day. We have different organizations come into the studio, and we talk about things that's important to you around our broadcast area. And we hope that we bring information to you, and we certainly learn a lot about some of these organizations and individuals as they come in each week, and we appreciate you joining us. And we've got some important information to talk about today. We've got two different organizations coming in today to talk about upcoming events around the area. Stay with us. We'll be back on Connection in just a moment.
Harrison, Arkansas, a town where business is personal. A Health Mart town. Pharmacist Tara Wilmot owns her Health Mart pharmacy. Here, Tara offers free one-on-one prescription medication consultations, providing information to customers in a way that makes them feel comfortable, not confused. Expert knowledge, personal attention. It's what makes Tara a Health Mart pharmacist and Harrison a Health Mart town. Your town is a Health Mart town. So visit your locally owned Health Mart today.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television, and our first guest in the studio today, Sarah Yarger. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
And Jamie Hope. Jamie,
hi, Dennis.
You haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a while.
First time I've seen you, and although you've been on the United Way board, when I go out there to make a presentation, I'm like you. I get a little nervous standing up there in front of all the people, and I'm sure you're one of them out there, so it's payback time.
All right.
No, thanks, Sarah, for being with us. You're president of the United Way this year.
Yes,
Is that
I am
correct?
the president for the 2014 year.
Boone County United Way. People have probably been touched by United Way, may not even known it they were being touched by it, because it really gets involved with a lot of different organizations here, and we're talking about Boone County specific.
Yes.
Tell a little bit about United Way, if you would, just kind of what they do, what their purpose is.
Well, the United Way is a group of volunteers known as the board members, and they have dedicated their time to raise money through our national name, the United Way Worldwide.
Right.
But they have dedicated their time to raise money for the residents of Boone County through nonprofit organizations in the area.
Well, and you also, and I'm affiliated, and I know Jamie's been involved in different organizations. I happen to be affiliated. One of the organizations is Consolidated Youth,
yes,
which has to do with the youth of Boone County, and actually we bring in some from the other counties. But for many, many years, we've been one of the larger nonprofits that United Way has supported, because we touch some 1,500 children
right,
throughout the different sports throughout the year. So it is very important. And a lot of these agencies, we're kind of going through tough times, and I know it's been tougher for United Way to meet their goals.
Right.
But your funding, whatever how small or large it may be, many times can make or break one of these organizations. They need your support.
correct. We help service several organizations in the Boone County area.
Who actually gives to United Way? Do you have individuals and then companies, or how's that work?
We try to get companies in the area to do a payroll deduction.
Okay.
And we have several of these companies, such as FedEx, Community First Bank, Pippin Wholesale, Pepsi Bottling Company, UPS, and other organizations that offer the employee payroll deduction, and it may be $1 a week.
Right.
But that small amount each week can make a big difference in these lives of the residents of Boone County.
I've actually had the opportunity to go make some presentations to some of the organizations to maybe explain, because of Consolidated Youth representing
Right.
them, but like UPS and FedEx, and talk to their employees, and other agencies have sent individuals out there too, and to really explain how important United Way is. And maybe you can answer this question. A lot of people, whether they're giving to the Red Cross, United Way, whoever, they want to know how much money is actually staying in the area. That's important to them. And some organizations send a lot more to the national programs. United Way actually puts a lot of their money right back into the community, do they not?
We do. 99 cents of every dollar stays in Boone County.
Wow.
We send 1% to United Way Worldwide, and it is for administration and advertising to use the United Way name.
Oh, okay.
During 2013, we distributed in Boone County a little over $115,000, and we are expected to contribute that for 2014 also.
Okay.
The past 10 years, we have dispersed almost $1.5 million in Boone County.
In Boone County alone. Wow, that's a lot. The agencies, how do they go about actually, I guess I should say, applying for or asking for funding from you? How do you decide on that?
It is an application and interview process, and applications are due by March 31st, and we conduct our interviews in April for the next year's funding. And the funding will start in January. And you can contact the United Way office by phone,
Okay.
which is 870-741-6655, or you can email unitedwaybc@windstream.net.
See, I didn't even put you on the spot on that phone number, because that usually gets a lot of people. They go, "Oh, gee, I don't remember that phone." She got it, didn't she, Jamie?
She did a great job. She did
See,
great.
you haven't even looked at those note cards. I told you wouldn't
Didn't need 'em.
Didn't need them at all. Maybe give us an example of. You may not have them all down there. It doesn't matter if you miss some, but maybe just some of the agencies, for example, that you would give to.
Some of the agencies that help the elderly include the Boone County Adult Daycare and the Senior Center.
Okay.
Then the agencies that help with youth development would be the 4-H Club, the Boone County 4-H Club, the Boys and Girl Scouts, Harrison Consolidated Youth, the North Arkansas Soccer Association, and then also the Lead Hill and Valley Springs School Districts, their summer youth programs.
Right, they have summer programs. I knew that.
Then we also have the agencies that deal with crisis in the area, such as the Red Cross, the Ozark Rape Crisis, Sanctuary, and Grandma's House. And then we have agencies that mentor and provide legal services, and which would include CASA, Legal Aid of Harrison, and Youth Bridge.
That's
Then-
pretty. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Then we have the agencies that donate their time for special needs, which would be the Boone County Special Services, and the OOI Success Program and the Food Bank of North Central Arkansas.
That's a lot of agencies.
It
and if you
is.
think about that, Jamie, as you know, if you think about the agencies she went through there, you're pretty well touching the lives of most people in somehow,
Right.
either through the elderly programs for the senior citizens or the children's programs.
Oh, yeah, from young to old.
Yeah, it's a good cross.
Yeah,
of,
the United Way does so much good work, and touching all these agencies here, and that's why we need people to help us.
Sure,
You know.
sure. As far as the agencies go, so they come and make a presentation. Is that how you decide on the agency?
Yes, they make a presentation every year, and we have a budget committee that will go over our budget and just kind of determine the need and go from there on how much we're going to distribute every year. So.
You probably have some new agencies every once in a while come into the play, I would assume. It's not always the same ones. You probably got everybody needs help out there with these nonprofits, and they've all got great causes.
Right.
You got a difficult job deciding how much to disperse to each one of these.
And we would love to help each agency and give them what they ask for, but we are limited on what we are able to bring in from the community.
Okay. Well, I realize that obviously the corporations, we mentioned FedEx and all the big companies that are operating here in Boone County and in the Harrison area, a lot of them have payroll reduction programs. But what if someone just like myself or Jamie how would you go about, if you wanted to make a contribution, would you just contact the United Way office and get a card, maybe pledge the card?
Yes, you can contact them by phone,
Okay.
email, or you can mail in a donation.
Okay.
And we have several of the area churches and
okay.
businesses that make contributions, and also organizations such as the Lions Club.
Fundraisers. We're going to talk about a fundraiser. Jamie's going to elaborate on that in just a moment. But fundraisers throughout the year. Do you have specific fundraisers kind of that you do each year?
We do. We have a kickoff in August, a business after hours kickoff in August, and September starts our fundraising for the next year. And we have done a golf tournament, Community First and FedEx. It's been wonderful to help with the golf tournament over the past few years, and it is done in June. Then we also have done some drawings for our board members have done great with getting businesses to donate goods or services, and we will have drawings for those items. And then we have our upcoming music show
Right.
that's coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Well, see, I would think, any more particularly, and Jamie, you can appreciate this as well, with the way the economy has been over the last, let's say, 4 or 5 years, maybe a little longer than that, it's a little more difficult to just go to somebody, knock on their door and say, would you donate to the United Way? It's a lot easier to do the fundraising things where you're actually giving something in return for that donation, whether it's you selling a ticket and you make most of the money off of it, or the last thing I remember you had baskets. I remember where
Yes.
people donated, had like 5 baskets that you had everything from food certificates to items in it, and you sold chances. So
Right.
sure, I'm making a donation of $10 or $20, $5, whatever, but I also got an opportunity to win something, which is a great value for those
Yes.
people. So that's probably an easier way than just asking for a handout.
Yes.
Although a lot of the companies, like you mentioned, do payroll reduction, small amount, large, whatever it may be. So you kind of try to level the playing field
We
out
do.
there a little bit on the same. Okay, we got about 4 or 5 minutes. Jamie, let's talk about the upcoming event coming to the Lyric.
That's coming up on January the 24th, 7 o'clock, and this is the 3rd year that we've had our music show. This is the first year that we're having it at the Lyric. It's always been at the Harrison High School. So this year it's at the Lyric, and what a wonderful place to have something like this. We have just a little over 300 seats,
Right.
and tickets are going fast, and we want people to get their tickets now, but we have the world-famous Platters coming to town, and they perform in Branson. They also tour. This is their 60th year of bringing
Wow.
the Platter music, and they like to say relive the romance, but they had so many number 1 and top 10 hits, and it's a wonderful group. Rooster, Lawrence, who kind of heads that group up, is just a wonderful guy, and they have offered their services to come down here and help us raise money. And like I said, tickets are only $20, and it goes to provide for all these agencies, is what that
That's
does.
fantastic. And it is limited. I know a little over 300 we were talking
Right.
about before we started the show. So you're talking about the historic Lyric Theater and a
Yes.
historic group that's been, if you haven't heard of the Platters, of course, I'm the oldest of this group here, and I've heard of them and watched them on television many times. Never seen them in person. Actually, I'm going to try to go down and watch them. I think it'd be a great event, an evening. to
It will be
spend.
a great show. They're fantastic. I've seen them many times, worked with them many times before, and they're just fantastic. And we want you to get your tickets right now. Their area banks have them.
Okay.
Arvis Bank has them. Community First, First Federal North Branch has them. Reagan Pro Computers, Jerry Jackson Realty, Style and Profiling Hair Care, and Guitar Smiths. They all have tickets.
Okay.
So go get them, and they're only $20, and it goes to the United Way.
Yeah, that's. I know you've worked a great deal with them to come down here, and majority of that ticket money is going to go to the United
Yes,
Way.
it is.
And again, 99 cents out of every dollar stays right here in Boone County and helps you. I promise you. If you're watching this show, somebody in your family or somebody you know is touched by United Way, whether it's the youth, the senior citizens, or some of the service organizations. So it is a great event. That sounds like a lot of fun, Jamie. And I'm going to give hats off to you for being a part of getting them to come down here. I know you
Oh,
work very
well,
closely
it's-
with a lot of these music groups.
I spent some time in Branson working up there and made some really good connections up there, and still connected up there, and it's good to bring them down here. And for $20, you would pay more than that to drive up there.
Sure.
Use your gas money and eat and everything, and you can come to Harrison right here at the Lyric Theater, only $20, and see this great group, and they're fantastic. Don't miss it.
What a great venue. Sarah, thank you so much. See, she wasn't even nervous.
She did
Jamie.
great.
She didn't even look
And
at the
I knew
card.
she would, yeah.
She did perfect. Thank you. And thank you for your contribution to United Way, you personally, all the time through the years that you've given, and we appreciate that because it's very important for Boone County and everyone. Jamie, thank you so much for coming in. Hadn't
Thank
seen you in
you.
a while.
Good to see you.
Don't forget about this. I'm going to give you the date one more time. Coming up Friday, January 24th, 7 p.m. at the historic Lyric Theater right here in downtown Harrison. It's the Platters and its 60th anniversary tour. If you haven't heard them, I promise you, it'll be a great evening for only $20, and it's going to the Boone County United Way. Thank you both for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank
Stay
you.
with us for the second half of the show. We're going to talk to Amy Bell from North Arkansas College.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138. Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison is the go-to place for all your denture services. We know how to get good results. We save you time and money because our lab is on site. A dental office you will like and trust. Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, next to Harness Boots. Just look for the big red boot next door. Call today. You'll be glad you did.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, my co-host, Tabitha Odegaard, had to work today, so she couldn't make it in. She had to do her real job and wasn't able to be in the studio today, so we'll look forward to having her back with us next week. But no stranger to the show is Amy Bell from North Arkansas College. Hi, Amy.
Hi, it's good to
You
see
always
you,
look
Dennis.
so colorful.
Oh, thanks.
So everything going good at the college?
Going
And
well. We finally got over the snow and the ice.
Boy, that
and
was
things
that
are
was
getting
a
back
tough
to
time,
normal.
wasn't it?
It was.
School was out. I mean, how many days were you shut down? 3 or 4 times?
Yeah,
3
we
or 4 days?
were.
didn't you?
Yeah.
Because I know the area schools were shut down, and I'd go by the center campus, and it looked like a ghost town
Empty.
down there. There's nobody down there. But
We try to follow what the local
well,
schools
yeah, you do. You do have to.
So, but yeah, it was rough on us.
It's not. Doesn't seem possible. I mean, here we've just talked about snow and ice. Just got through the holidays. Now we're talking about spring.
We call
enrollment.
this spring, don't we? Isn't that funny?
Well, it feels like spring today.
Today it's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So spring enrollment for non-credit classes, which you're in charge of, and always some really neat classes you come up with. Let's talk just a little bit before we get into some of these. How do you determine the instructors and or the classes that you have for like the fall and the spring and so
Sure.
forth? How do you go about
Well,
doing
we
that?
get a lot of input from our students, our current students who take our classes, because that's the best feedback you can get. These
Right.
people, they're already really interested in your programs, and they're excited about your classes. So we do an evaluation form for all our classes, and we ask them, what else do you want us to offer?
Okay.
Or was this a good class for you or not? And so we listen to that feedback. On our website, we allow people from the community just to go on and propose a course if they want to teach it or if they want to see it offered, and so we listen to that.
Okay.
And then we go out and look for those things. And then we ask our current teachers, what else do you want to teach? What are your students asking you for? What's the new hot thing in your area? You know, if you teach some type of art class, what's new?
Right.
What's exciting? What are people looking for? And so a lot of different ways, a lot of different input to
So
it.
you do get a lot of input.
And
from
you know,
them.
I look at what every other two-year college in Arkansas is doing
Okay.
as well to see, and I talk to those people who are running those programs
Sure.
too. What's one of your best classes right now? And we trade a lot of information, so that works out well for us too.
It is, you know, there's usually nothing brand new. You usually pull
That's
off of
right.
something
Isn't that
else.
funny?
That's just the way it works. But if somebody else on a different campus is saying, you know, we've had these classes and this particular one just goes gangbusters, and you haven't had
gonna
it,
look into
something to
it.
look into it
For
the area.
sure.
So all of your instructors basically are coming from around. We'll call it the North Ark area here. Is
Yes,
that
they
right?
are. They are local people from our community who have a passion for something, a hobby, a certification. They're proficient in that area.
Okay.
We normally don't require any kind of certification or degree unless it's like a computer class.
Okay.
And a lot of our computer instructors are certified in their areas. But otherwise,
It's
if you're
just-
teaching an art,
Right.
and you're a proven artist in the community,
Sure.
that's enough for us.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good enough for you then. Do most of your, are most of your classes on the campus of North Ark, or do you ever do classes off campus somewhere?
Most of our classes are held on one of the 3 campuses
Right.
in Harrison or our center in Berryville.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Most of those.
Well, the feedback we get from our students is they want them to be on a campus.
Okay.
They don't want them to be off-site
Okay.
somewhere. So we've listened to that, and we try
So
to
the
hold
majority of
them
the
on campus.
time, it's on one of the campuses.
Yeah.
I guess it would once in a while there'll be something come up that you just can't.
That's
do it that
true.
way.
Every once in a great while, and I think of like Fred Wool does a class
Right.
for us every once in a while about horses, and we go out to his ranch.
Right. You can't bring
To
the
deal with
horses down.
horses, yeah. And it works
Seemed
well.
like one time you did a class on maybe it was barbecue or smoking or I don't. You might have even done that on
Grilling.
the campus or something. But
Yeah, it was on campus.
was it? Did they bring the grills and? Did
Right,
it
we
right there?
provide the grills, yeah,
Okay.
and that sort
Well,
of thing.
that's good. So that worked out pretty.
Yeah, we
so
work
most
it out.
of the time, most of the time. Okay, let's get in. Show that. Hold that
I know,
book up
let's
there.
hold up.
Just hot off the press, right?
Hot off the press, got these last night,
Okay.
and I've got a lady actually today out distributing them in Harrison. So we distribute them, all the local businesses, Harrison, Berryville, Green Forest area,
Right.
so
have
that you can
these.
see what
so
we're
you
offering.
Pick up one.
We are featuring a lady, her name is Dorothy Anderson
Mm-hmm.
on the front cover there. She teaches a class, she's showing off right there, her creative embroidery on paper.
Wow.
Is what she's showing. She made those herself. They're absolutely beautiful.
Hmm.
But she also teaches several other classes: twilling,
Tell me what.
wood burning,
What's twilling?
and Japanese sashiko.
Wow.
So,
those are-
yes.
that's interesting.
Twilling is absolutely beautiful. It's a fabric applique, and it almost looks like lace
Ah.
when she stitches it on there. It's just absolutely beautiful. So the sashiko is done on a very dark fabric. It's an old Japanese art craft, and it's a white thread, and you thread it through the dark fabric, and you create some
Make the
kind of
designs out
pattern
of
or
it.
design.
Wow,
It's
nice.
just beautiful. And her wood burning is fantastic. I've probably never seen a better
So she
wood
is really
burner.
creative
She is
in
extremely
several
creative.
areas, looks like.
And just like she brought me the shishiko this time and said, I want to do this now. Let's offer this now. I saw this. I was at an art fair or craft fair or something, and this is new, and it's it's the hot thing. Let's do this.
Wow.
So that's really exciting.
Wow, wow.
See things
Well,
like
let's
that.
get
Yeah,
inside
so-
this book.
Okay.
And you just hit some of the ones you want to, probably not all of them, but some of
Absolutely.
them.
Well, I also want to show off the back of our
Oh, yeah,
catalog
sure.
too.
Okay.
Ryan Hoffman, who we're featuring on the back, and
Okay.
he actually works in our IT department at the college,
Uh-huh.
and he's teaching a couple classes for us. One is Windows 8.1. I don't know if you're familiar with the Windows thing, but it's a little bit different if you've not
So
used
he's
it.
teaching that?
He's teaching that, and he's teaching the Android. So
Oh.
tablets or phone,
phones. Uh-huh.
you come in and learn how to use those devices better.
Maybe I should come to that class. I've got an Android. I'm sure I'm just using maybe 10%
I'm
of its
sure,
capability.
yeah, exactly. And so it's nice to have somebody show you all those tips
Yes.
and tricks.
Yes.
He is extremely knowledgeable. The tablet, I have a new tablet. It's got Windows on it,
Ah,
and I rely on him a lot to,
That's fantastic.
to walk me through it. It's just not anything like my iPad.
Right.
It's so completely different. So
Huh.
anyway, we're excited to have him.
right.
And if you look through the catalog, you're going to see a lot of new classes.
I've noticed
this
that.
term. New.
Yeah, a lot of stars with new in them. And
We usually start our catalog with computers and technology because
such a big area.
Yeah, it's probably one of those areas that we get the most requests for
Mm-hmm.
is this kind of software, this kind of program. And so we really try to offer a good variety of computer technology classes. And so if you think about all of your Microsoft Office suite, we've got Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Access. We've got different classes with Excel, like using macros. Just all those little niche classes that people need for their
Wow.
work
Well,
and
you do
professional
have-
development.
you've got everything.
So we've got those. So we've obviously added a bunch of those. We talked about the Android, but if you've got an iPad or an iPhone and you want to learn how to work on those devices better, we've got a class for you.
Okay.
That was one of those things that the community kept asking us for. It's been really popular, so we keep that on the schedule
Absolutely.
now. Photography, we've got a new photography advanced class. I've talked before about our instructor Crystal Earl, and she's got this huge following now. So we've been offering photography basics and photography intermediate for a while, and now she has this following of students, and they're like, we need the next level.
Advanced level.
So she was great enough to offer that, And we actually had so much feedback from the community. We initially had so much feedback that they wanted photography during the day, so we offered it during the day. And now we have all these people who say, oh, well, I want to come in the afternoon, in the evening. So we've switched her basics and her intermediate classes to the evening to accommodate all those other students. So
Got to cover them
we're
all.
doing our best, yes.
Okay.
I'm excited to have Cindy Dollard teaching a portraiture class for us.
Okay.
She's one of our part-time instructors in the art department at North Ark. She sent me a photograph of one of the portraits she did recently, and I was just blown away. She is fantastic at what she does. And so I had kind of gone out to North Ark instructors and said, would anybody be willing to teach a community ed class? And she was really excited about it. Because, once again, our students are a little different than the credit side. We're just doing this for personal enrichment. The classes don't last that full semester. They're much shorter. They're less expensive. These are people that, on their free time, they're choosing to come in and learn a skill or a hobby or something. And so it's exciting for our credit teachers to come in then and teach these students. They get really excited about it. So we're excited to have Cindy on our roster this time around.
We've got about 2 minutes or so left.
Okay, let's get off of that and move on to something else. Let's see. Another one of our instructors at North Ark, I'm excited to have on here, David Zirkle.
Okay.
He works on our North Campus, which is, traditionally our vocational campus, and he's going to be teaching small engine repair.
Wow.
You would not believe the people who've asked for this type of class for their lawnmowers, their go-karts, all the, chainsaws, things. He's your man.
Small engine repair.
And
I bet that would go over big for this area.
I think it will, and he has a great relationship with Miller Hardware. I think he maybe worked for them and fixed small engines out there too. So great class, just a few nights, a couple hours each night, and he's going to have actual small engines there for people to work on.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, another
of course,
exciting
you've always
addition.
got your fitness and health classes.
Yes, and
I say you're teaching one.
I'm teaching a fitness
Yeah,
class
very
this
good.
time around. Got my certification.
Very
and
good.
So
That's good. And you got dog obedience is always a popular one.
very, very popular.
Frog listening.
Frog listening, a new class. I know.
Tell me quickly.
You've met Tom Crone before. He's been here before with me,
Yes.
but he has gone through the certification with Arkansas Master Naturalists.
Okay,
Group
so he
here in
can
Arkansas.
identify.
And it's all about us being friendly to the frogs and learning about their calls and how they impact our environment. He's really excited about it. I may have to bring him back.
Oh, that sounds
and
like
come
it.
on the show with
Well,
him.
as
It's
always,
really exciting.
we've run out of time here. You've got
so
much
quick.
stuff. It's so many things. Okay, to sign up,
How to
let's
register?
talk
Yes.
about that.
Okay, to enroll, it's it's obviously on our catalog here.
Right.
But 391-3100. You can call me.
Right.
Our website is northark.edu/ce.
Right.
And you can pay and
click right
register
on there and do it
online.
all right
Super
there.
easy. You can also walk in my office now. I am
Penthouse,
located on the
5th floor.
center campus on the 5th floor now. But we have a really cool elevator to ride up.
Well, that's good. But the easiest way, just go on the website.
Just go on the website, northark.edu/ce. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming
Well, thank
in,
you again
Amy.
for
Well, we go
having
through
me.
that so cool. You
We
always
do.
have some new stuff and
Lots of new
exciting stuff. You got the most exciting job on campus.
I do, don't I?
You do. And a new penthouse, the new penthouse
new
office. I'll have to come out
office.
and
What can I
look at the
say?
view. Amy Bell with us today talking about the non-credit classes at North Arkansas College. You can start right now. Sign up all the way through April the 28th. Go online. That's the best way to do it. Or give Amy a call, 391-3100. Thanks for joining us on Connection. We'll see you again next week.
Looking for free checking that isn't free of extras? It's as easy as finding your nearest Arvest bank. Our free Blue checking comes with lots of features, including free online and mobile banking, and the ability to deposit a check just by taking a picture of it with your smartphone. And since it's from Arvest, you'll have the freedom of more than 240 locations and 7-to-7 banking. You shouldn't have to pay for convenience. Switch to free Blue checking from Arvest Bank.